poprzednim filmie. A teraz kontynuujmy.
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
No teraz cofamy się w czasie. Jeżeli od kogo Telltale wzięło możliwość epizodów, ale prawdopodobnie to nie była pierwsza gra, która była wydawana w epizodach. Już trochę czasu minęło od premiery.
I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Więc było trochę czasu od premiery,
Coffee's on.
Great.
ale
Eat it if I'm gonna finish this
z tej
phone
racji,
call.
że będę miał wszystkie odcinki przynajmniej. Duży telewizor. Idź do Alice, dobra. O, tu jesteśmy goleni. Kurwa, większego telewizora nie miałeś? Nie, no, w sumie nie taki duży. Ile to ma? Nie jest napisane? Jestem bardziej skupiony na telewizorze. Ach, ja moje nerdostwo. Ali, kotku.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Oh. Oh. Gdzie są te okładki? Tylko obok? Aha.
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The
Dobrze
last
wiedzieć.
time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
O, bardzo. Dlaczego to się nazywa sudden stop zamiast po prostu nagłe zatrzymanie?
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Druga scena?
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now. My wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Alan!
Idę.
Alan! Please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
Hej.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
No to wszystko
Don't worry.
dobrze.
We'll just break out the candles.
To jest okej. Można
I
się bać
know it's
ciemności.
stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
I love you.
O,
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah. If I ever got scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
Bał. Znowu. Że tak, że jak można się bać ciemności. W sumie ludzie się nie boją tyle co tego samej ciemności, tylko tego, co może się tam
How
znajdować.
do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then.
Czy ja powiem o lekarzu, czy o wędkarza?
Sheriff Breaker is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Ale stary komputer. Aż chcę go dotknąć. Tak bardzo. No to raczej naszą panią szeryf nie jesteś?
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
Znowu
I'll
ty.
be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Ty coś wiesz. Ty coś wiesz. Ty wiesz, czemu powinniśmy się bać ciemności.
The sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Idę. Termos z kawą.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the parade float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
Oh, give me that.
Stucky niestety prawdopodobnie nie żyje.
Okay, roger that, guy.
Nie powiem, że go zabiłem.
Looking for Stucky. Chains out.
A to ciężko stwierdzić, czy go zabiłem, czy nie.
The sheriff wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
O, tam jest, dobra. Czytaj. Zaginęli Richard Bauk, Bruce Dansky i Jacob Miller. Uczestnicy rajdu terenowego nie poruszyli o czasie, brak kontaktu. Ciekawostka, dlaczego zawsze wszystkie numery zaczynają się na 555 w amerykańskich filmach, czy coś w tym stylu. To po prostu jest takie coś, żeby nie podawać prawdziwego numeru. Nie da się zadzwonić na 555 chyba. Tak sądzę. Co? Jak już było na pewno... Prezydent zwycięzca konkursów. To jest kiepski znak szczególny. Bezpieczniki, bla bla.
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Dzięki.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me. I need to take this. Hello?
Alan, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Mr. Wake,
Don't
can
do
I help
nothing
you with
stupid,
anything?
pal. For watching you.
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the side corridor.
The light's on! The deputies, they don't understand.
They won't listen to me. Thank you, man. Thank
Nie ma za co.
You're all right. You're a good guy.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Czemu to jest radio?
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for me to sign off for a while. God knows I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deer Fest float. Now, folks...
Nieważne. No, raczej wybierzenie. Tak. Co, mam się na to dostać? To jest ta dziura. Wow! Masz kopniaka, stary.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Great Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
No zresztą, że ktoś oporwał. Tak bez powodu. Jakby nie patrzeć. O, zgubiłem stole.
And the shadow vanished into the darkness it had come from. See? Nothing to it, Wake. The thought of Alice in his hands was revolting. We stood on the wooden platform of Lover's Peak, the waterfall in the mountain behind us, the lights of the radio mast blinking red in the heights above. I fought with the urge to take a swing, force myself to speak. Let's cut the act now. Where's my wife?
Czyli ten cały porywacz będzie mi pomagać. Co jest?
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness.
Co jest
Shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Jednym słowem piszemy własną historię. Zasną. Nie, zostawmy światło.
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent regrettable little outing. They are not accountable.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
For their actions, of course.
Radomię zobaczyła tamtą.
Assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed.
Chcę stronę znaleźć.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey! Take it easy.
Whoa.
Hey, nobody move! Get your hands off of my client!
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi.
Justin
I
Bieber?
thought they were gonna lock you up.
Justin Bieber też zaatakował paparazzi.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Barry.
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself. What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? Are you high? Have you been drinking?
No! Look, Barry, I'm missing a week, and someone's got Alice, and everything's just...
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that?
Wiem.
Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Wait here.
Proszę szaleństwa, panowie, proszę państwa. Nie to, że narzekam na tą grę, że ma te nawiązania do Stephena Kinga i prawdopodobnie Lovecrafta, ale czy to jest za bardzo?
Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake.
O, piesek.
I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Sympaty Charlie?
Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper.
Oh, yes.
Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta...
Nawet nie wiem, jak się tam znalazłem. Bary.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too.
Świetnie. No znowu będziemy podziwiać.
If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Haha, let's have a laugh on Barry.
Oczywiście,
well, you
Barry.
had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now. Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot...
Przynajmniej go zamknęło.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Na zdrowie. Poważnie, czy ty ich nie ogląda horrorów?
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be deliverance all over again.
Potrzebuję spróby. Weźmy przynajmniej baterię, tak. Może nie jednak, nie? Mam nadzieję, że Baremu się nic nie stanie. Świetnie, ptak. Dzięki, Barry. Pocieszasz. Znaczy, jak powinien znaleźć amunicję? Coś tak czuję. Ma swoje bronie? Nie. Na chuj mi strzelba była. A, brakuje mi strony.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality. It scared the shit out of Barry.
Się w sumie nie dziwię.
I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
Okej. To jest jakiś domek. Coś wystraszył ptaki.
Welcome back to the show, folks. As promised, our very own Dr. Nelson just parked his rear.
Lubię Amerykę z jednego powodu. Trzymają... O. Trzymają naboje wszędzie.
No plan, really, just taking the atmosphere. I'm getting a little too rickety
Nie.
to do much more than that, you know.
Hopie, gdzie jesteś? Muszę cię zabić. Teoretycznie, bo nie wiem, czy w praktyce cię tak naprawdę zabijam. Dobra. Trzęsienie? Mamy bardzo jasną noc. Przynajmniej prawie bezchmurnie. Ta mgła skądś. Nasz telewizor. Znowu ten program.
Crime and punishment. The cancer and cure of civilization.
Jak piórka są wszędzie. Tak bardzo chcę zostać i oglądać, ale muszę przejść grę. Obejrzę sobie później. Okej, słyszę dziwne dźwięki. Niby ptaki zmutowane. Telefon. To jest ta ścieżka, którą mam podążać, co nie?
The air in the visitor center was heavy with an awful smell, as if some rotten drowned thing had crawled up from its grave. Rusty kept coughing blood. My eyes were drawn to the twisted shape of his broken leg. The attack had been vicious. Max whined in his cage. Rusty's eyes were wild with fear and terror. He gasped. Mr. Wake, it happened just the way it was on that page.
Czy jednak w jednym świecie piszę książkę, a w drugim przeżywam to. Cudownie. To jest kolejna strona.
Rose knew that Rusty was in love with her, and she liked him too. She liked him a lot. He taught her to dance, and life had certainly taught her the value of a man who was gentle. He treated her well, made her smile, made her feel good. But Rusty wasn't the prince of her dreams, and that tended to underline the unbearable truth. She was no closer to that Hollywood magic than he was.
No cóż, biedny Rusty. Dobra. Kurwa, ale zajmiste do góry. Znowu to. Jezu Chryste.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Damn. Lusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me!
Wow.
Anybody? Help me! Help me!
Po prostu wow. Idę.
Please help! Back here! I'm back here! Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened just the way it was on that page. I found. Came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key. Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.